Hi, and welcome this morning back to Black Country Blitz. Right, let's just go into the cab view. Am you fed up of driving your truck and it all over the place? Well, I posted a couple of days ago some settings to do with tracking. Now, I'm just going to take a little drive in this. We're going to go far, but I find there's no wobbling, and if there is, it's a minimum. Now, these settings, especially when you come to junctions, I'm just turning my head slightly. If I turn it all the way around, I'll look at the back. If I go the other way, I've got a good view of that road and that one. Now, I'm some distance away. I've put my hands out and I still can't touch my screen, so there's a good gap between me and the eye bar. Of course, when you cross its path, how I've got mine set up, I have it so if I go forward I can see my dials and vice versa. If the farther I get back, the more I see my cabin. Anyway, so let's have a little drive down around where I am. I couldn't tell you where I am in the world. Right, let's just get rid of that message on top. Now this, for me, is a lot better than anything. Now I've changed the seat position as well, because that has a lot of to do with how your tracking works, yeah? Not your seat as in your seating in a PC chair. I'm on about the seating in the game. Now, I've got the roll feature on. Now, the roll feature puts you on a tilt, yeah? If I turn my head, I roll. Yeah? That's what the roll feature does. I wish we could tweak it a bit, but we can't. Now, I find it better to drive with the rollers. Them lights changed. We're going to risk it for a biscuit, and they hadn't, but he's going to give way. Yeah, he's going to make me crash. Anyway, I'm just trying to show you how it won't wobble like it normally does. If I keep my head fairly still, then I'm at a angle where I can do anything. Now, if I move my eyes slightly, it does go across the screen, but not rapid to the point where it's like wobbling. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the settings that I've put in. So, if we come down to Tobii eye tracking, again, I wished they would have put markers, say, from 0 to 100 all across this. This interface needs to be reworked. End of. Or a description of what the slider does. I know it's Tobii, but it don't take 2 minutes to wang them up. Either Tobii eye tracking does it, or SCS software. One of you. Yeah? But anyway, that's up to them. I've put it on, it's normally on direct. I've put it on dynamic. I've turned the gaze down. Head view, again, I can't say a percentage because we ain't got a percentage, which is the gripe we have, the problem. But I've put it there. Yawn is so I can see all the way around the cab, I think. Again, I'm assuming. I've stuck that to maximum. The pitch, I know that goes up and down, right? So, unless you want to see where the CB is at the top of your cab, and your feet where there's no feet, then really you don't need a lot of that on. You need a little bit. Anyway, so that's that. Gaze angle, I found that was keeping me turned over to one position, so I've turned that off. Again, gaze tracking, we ain't tracking our eyes as much, so I've turned all that down. Again, no idea what these settings are. Now, the starting point, I do know where that is. From the centre of your screen, that's where it kicks in. So I've took it right over to the end. Basically, kicks on when I decide to look. I'm setting this up more to do with your head, yeah? And I wished this was integrated to what we're seeing now. That truck If we move that truck, yeah, how we'd move, but in a cab view, that'd be ideal. That'd be fantastic, that would. Anyway, head tracking size, I've wanged it to full. All the rest, I've turned them off. Or the starting point to the very end. Now it's supposed to be a curve. Now curves, to me, is something that you find in Adobe Photoshop, yeah? And they cause enough problems editing photos, putting curves. So to put it in software with a game is like, you know, too much for the brain to take in. So basically, if I look, it moves. I don't want no curve to slow down and start speeding. And of course, the last setting, you need to disable that. Otherwise, when you get so far looking, it'll just pause your game. It's like pressing F1 on the keyboard, yeah? So disable that, jobs are good. So I'm going to go from the top again, a lot slower. So everything you see, hold on, can we get that bottom bit in? Yep. So everything there is the main settings for me, yeah? Again, I have enabled the roll. So I'll show you now what it's like without the roll. So when we move my head like that, the cab shouldn't roll. So if I jump back out the settings, this is what it looks like without the roll. But the same settings, no roll, yeah? So it's more of a straight view, yeah? Again, some people might prefer it to be this way. Again, it's drivable in this way and in the roll. Now, if you wobble your head a little bit, it's going to pick up your eye movement, yeah? But it's more stable than the settings that I showed the other night. Hence why I'm doing the video. I thought, well, you know, if I can help somebody else who's got Tobii eye tracking, who plays this Euro trucks religiously, I'm one of them. You want it to be as smooth as possible. Again, I hate to bother about traffic lights, but I can just gradually move my eyes. Okay, it does pick up speed. Probably when I find out what them other settings do, especially the graph with a curve, you can get it to where it don't go over fast. But again, when you just want to look quickly, yeah, I just want to look back, it's responsive enough to send your head back and your eyes to the centre of the screen where you're supposed to be driving, yeah? So we'll just go around the corner. So that is now with no roll on. Again, I can drive with it like this, or I can drive without the roll. Again, I'm going to ignore these traffic lights, so ignore what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to show you how good. And if I need to just come in, have a quick look. I mean, I'm doing this quite fast. You just come in. I mean, this, you take that mirror, that's always the problem. It's that one. But it seems more stable now. Coming in, it follows my eyes. And again, it's back to the centre view. I can just look. And it's sort of real time with my head. Again, we all know that these Tobii eye tracking bars are head tracking. It's all eyes. But combining a little bit of eye contact with a more head movement, yeah, less crashing, less twitching about, and less, you know, so it's just there. Now, what I'll do now is I'll show you the seating position that I've set in the game. So, of course, by pressing, is it F4? Yeah, F4, which brings up your lights. The next one, it brings up the third time you press it. So first one is lights. Second one is your interior mirrors, these mirrors. And then the next one is the seating position. Now again, that is exactly how I've set this up. I've set me closer to this one, which is closer to the wheel. Then of course this is the height of the wheel up and down. So I'll probably say set it there on a 2. So it's still see all my dials. Head movement, I've put it halfway or just under. Again, these are optional, whichever you decide. If you want the wheel, more. Again, as long as you can see your dials, you can bring that, once you can grab hold of it, you can take it forwards, backwards. But of course, when you do that, you can see your dials. So you need to bring that up just enough so you can see your dials, so you're covering nothing. Now I've actually put that higher than it was before, so let's just do that. Again, this is, as long as you can see the dials, you're fine. Yeah? So there we are. Nice big steering wheel. And away we go. Eyes and everything is perfect. It does go off a little bit, but for me, playing this, if you want to go and have a look what it looks like in a complete stream, the last video I've done, a 941 mile journey in game like, using these settings. Yeah, it's probably the bestest, smoothest drive I've ever done using them. Yeah, because I had a go this afternoon, not on stream, not streaming it, and I just thought, right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get this bar the best I can. You know, if I just want to have a quick glance back, there's no lag in between looking away and coming back. It's sort of instant, right? So if we go back into settings, controls, down to the bottom, and of course I like it with the enable roll. It's sort of, if the road's like say flat, if it turns like that or whatever, your cab seems to turn with it. That's how I seem to find. So I enjoy having that little bit of an angle. Again, is it much? Nah, it's just, well, I'm going to do it the opposite way. But it sort of dips down with a slight suspension again. Everything else is the same except I've enabled the roll. So you've got a little bit of a tilt. Now if you've got a physics modding, you get bounced about. Let's just go up the gutter just to demonstrate it. Yeah. It seems to bounce it up. For me, that's brilliant. You know, again, some might not like the tilt and they just might want it, you know, straight. But if you want the tilt, there it is. Anyway, I'll get to go and stream in another video using these settings. So, for all us people that have got Tobii eye tracking, I hope this helps. Till I see it again. Ta-ra a bit!